Hi, this is just an impromptu video just to show you guys what are the new good mechs and good builds ever since the new tech came out. Now, it's all based on what I've experimented with yesterday, and I don't have a complete list, but this is the things that I found out that just really stood out and was really easy to find. So first of all is the Wolfhound. Okay, if you're asking why I put ER mediums on it, is because the extra 100 meters of range allows you to poke a lot more safely, especially if you're playing in perk queue. If you're playing group queue, or you're playing like if you know that your team can be aggressive, you don't need the ER mediums extra range. You would rather the heat efficiency of the normal medium lasers. But in general solo queue, you want to play a Wolfhound, you really want to play a Wolfhound, I highly recommend you put the ER mediums instead. That way you can play a lot safer and still do this around the same amount of damage. You get to fire 2 less alphas than when you use normal medium lasers, but still. Also, Light Pharaoh is amazing for IS mechs. I absolutely love Light Pharaoh. When we first saw Light Pharaoh in our mechs announced, we were like, oh yeah, Light Pharaoh, who gives a shit? And then we saw the implementation of it. I'm like, oh shit, it's actually not bad. Alright, so the next one is obviously the Bushwhacker. We all knew that the Bushwhacker was going to be really good after LFE. So what I did was I put an LFE 295, I put 4 SM6s Artemis, and the main difference between this and the previous Bushwhacker build with quad SM6s is that I go a fair bit faster now and I have a bit more ammo and heat sinks. That's about it. Also more armor in the legs, cause I get legged in my Bushwhacker a lot. I won't be showing the skill tree. I'm just going to show you guys the general builds, and you can try and figure out the skill tree for yourself. If you really want to know the skill tree, just shoot me a tweet on Twitter, and I will generally respond really fast. Now this isn't really a good build, but it's not a bad build either. It's the Shadowhawk 2H, your triple UX2s. It's really funny. You can't see shit when you fire, but it's really fun and funny. I enjoy it a lot. Its capacity to carry matches is almost non-existent, but because you need your team to, you know, not melt, and you need an extended confrontation. But if you can get the damage in, it's pretty funny. So yeah, triple UX2, XL, it's still XL, and someone will be like, well, Juju, LFV's out, doesn't mean XLs are invalidated? No, XLs are still relevant. The only thing that got invalidated with the new patch were standard engines, unless you're using heavy gauss, in which case you have to understand the engine anyway. Alright, any other mediums that I think was good with the new tech? Well, Hunchback 4J, I guess. You could put Mountain LFE in it now. That's it. But I'd rather pilot my Mad Dog instead. Let's see, for heavies we have the Cataphract has actually made a resurgence. The Cataphract 3D is really good with this build. It used to be a lot better when the UX10s were 3 heat, but double UX10 on the Cataphract 3D is actually pretty good. So what I have is 3 medium lasers, double UX10 with an LFA 280, so it's basically stock size engine, and 14 double heat sinks, 13 rather, with 2 jam jets. The reason why this is a really good build is because it gets a global UX jam chance reduction of 30%, and then you couple that with the new skill tree notes of minus 15% jam duration. You can fire all day. It's really nice to have, and it has a base 5% ballistic cooldown, which helps a little bit, not a lot, but it's the, well, you can just make use of every little thing you got. So this is another good build right here. What else? The Cataphract 1X with 2 large pulses and an AC-20. The reason why this is a good build is because, well, the ballistic, it has a ballistic cooldown of 20%, the ballistic velocity of 10% helps you aim the AC-20 a lot easier, and energy cooldown and energy heat quirks. Now, energy heat quirk not so much, is only 5%. This is a very good sword and board mech. Actually, you want to put the heat sinks in the left arm, because the left torso if you get blown. Yeah. So what you want to do is standard shield siding. You shoot with your left side, and then you poke with your right side. Standard. It has a fair bit of armor as well. Cataphract's really tanky ever since the skill tree. And then with the new tech, LFE's made them a lot better. I'm actually finding my Cataphracts very playable and able to carry matches consistently, which is really nice. Okay, let's see. Well, this mech doesn't really benefit from the new tech, but it's sort of the meta right now, which is Gauss Vomit. Basically, do Gauss and 3 ER mediums. This has been the build, one of the go-to builds of the Ebon Jaguar since the Ebon Jaguar came out. Really, the build hasn't changed at all. It's a really good build. Like, it's really heat efficient. It has 51 pinpoint, decent range. Now has more ammo because of the skill tree. So yeah, this is not a mech that benefits from new tech, but it's one of the mechs that you want to keep an eye out for, or maybe want to try and use, because it works in a lot of situations. Alright, for the Hellbringer, this isn't really a I haven't tested this enough, but 4 heavy large lasers on the Hellbringer is not such a terrible idea. Now hear me out. Because the mounts on the Hellbringer are very close to top pit level, you can rich peek really effectively. And when the new side torso comes out, you can make it symmetrical. You can make it 2 large heavy larges and then 2 heavy larges, because you can't mount the top pit laser, sadly. On maps where you're allowed to rich peek and it's an extended confrontation and you're given time to cool off, I know there's a lot of conditions, but if you manage to get the situation in your favor, you can farm a lot of damage. Because it's 72 alpha. 72 divided by 2 equals to 36 per burn. 36, so you fire 2 and 2, it's 36, so it's really nice damage. For the tonnage, you still do really fast. 23 double heat sinks doesn't seem like a lot, which you probably need double true shot. And if you don't want to spend money on consumables, maybe you don't use double true shot. I also found a really good build for the summoner. Where's the summoner? There we go. Okay, so heavy large lasers are actually not that bad. They only have a 0.1 second longer burn time than ER mediums, so they synergize very well with ER mediums. Now you see the heavy large laser has a 1.55 laser duration, whereas the normal medium ER medium laser has a it's 0.25. I'm a fucking idiot. Disregard what I said, but it synergizes really well because of the range, and the burn time is actually not. It's manageable. I can get around it. Like if you're playing a heavy or a assault, heavy large lasers, you can actually stand to have the slightly extended phase time. But other than that, yeah. So 5 medium lasers. Granted, don't forget that ER medium lasers actually got a heat nerf, but they got a range buff. Now they have double range again, but their heat is now 6.3 instead of 6. So what I hit is 5 ER mediums, 1 heavy large, which gives me a 53 alpha. Granted, it's like every half a year, cause oh my god, why the cooldown of heavy large lasers is an eternity. Honestly, I think the cooldown of heavy large lasers needs to be reduced to like 5 seconds. It's so long. It's very hard to synergize with any other weapon. But yeah, the reason why I have a TC Mark II here is because I would have a ton laying around and I don't know what to do with it. So yeah, 24 double heat sinks. Let's see what else. I still need to do more testing for this one, but the quick draw for H specifically, because of the quirks it has, with 2 heavy PPCs. Once again, it's an XL build. I know some of you might not like it, but whatever. The quick draw actually runs XL decently, not amazingly, not terribly, but it wasn't decently. Now the reason why I went for the 4H is that it's the only quick draw of an energy heat gen quirk, and because heavy PPCs are really hot, you really want every single piece of energy heat gen reduction that you want. So it's basically XL300, 4 jump jets, and 2 heavy PPCs with 17 double heat sinks. Nothing more, nothing less. Really simple. You play it like a summoner, except slightly safer because the summoner has a clan XL and this one has an IS XL. Let's see, anything else for the heavy class? Ah yes, the Warhammer. We all knew this was coming. The LFE 280 with blast rifles and 4 ER mediums. ER mediums, couple really well with blast rifles. I mean, who wouldn't have just that? It's literally just 2 blast rifles, 4 ER mediums if they're under steel like Pharaoh. Call it a day, put a lot of ammo, and then bueno. Really simple build. You guys can't. There's no way to, like, how you say? There's no way to fuck up the build. It's really hard to fuck up the build. And the next one is the Black Widow. You guys haven't sold your Black Widows yet. 2 UAC2s, 2 UAC5s. It's an XL once again, but the Warhammer was always one of those mechs that actually could run XL fairly decently. You could run an LFE and do triple UAC5, but I enjoy having UAC2s in my mech. UAC2s are really fun to use, and it doesn't get any quirk that stands out. It gets the standard Warhammer structure quirks, but that's about it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 tons of UAC5 ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 tons of UAC2. We're fixing that. 5 tons of UAC5 ammo. Aha! And now I won't have ammo in the arms and have a risk of an ammo explosion, which nearly happened on my stream earlier. arm got blown off and I suffered an ammo explosion. That was not fun. So yeah, 5 tons of UX 5 ammo and 2 tons of UX 2 ammo. I think that's all for the heavies. That's pretty much all for the heavies, the ones that I've tested at least. Alright, next up we have the assaults. Obviously we're gonna point out the Annihilator. I went with an LFE 300, shut up distort, and 5 UX 5s. What could possibly go wrong? This build is hilarious. Especially with the jam chance reduction and the ballistic heat gen. I think this thing does ballistic heat gen, right? Yeah, ballistic heat minus 10%. Having no heat sinks with the 5 UX 5s is actually not that bad. And the UX jam chance, I actually have really good luck with my jams. I rarely jam in this thing. And it's single shell UX 5s. What could possibly go wrong? You could also do a standard engine, a standard 295 with double UX 10, double UX 5. But I prefer more cannons. And yeah, I think UX 5s are better damage per heat than UX 10s, unfortunately. Thanks BGI. Any other Annihilator? Not really. Okay, so Battlemaster. I don't have the money for an LFE yet, but you could actually do something like this, alright? So you can change it to an LFE 360. Shut up. There we go. And I don't have money for heats. Hinks! Oh my god! You can do something like this, and then shave a bit of the armor, like so. Cause let's face it, you Battlmasters don't really shoot with their arms all that well. So have 16 each arm, and then you reduce the legs down to 60 again, because Battlmasters rarely get legged anyway. So there you go. You have an LFE 360 with 20 double heat sinks, and yeah, 3 large pulse, 3 ER mediums, or you can swap them out to standard mediums, both work just as well. Also, fun fact, ER mediums are affected by the medium laser range quirk that is present on the Battlemaster, and also the medium laser heat gen quirk. It's really nice. It was really Gucci. That means that your large pulsers and ER mediums have 1-to-1, well, they sync ranges perfectly, let's just put it that way. What else do we have? I haven't really tried out any other mech assault thus far, except for the new ones. Obviously we have the Mad Cat Mark II. The Mad Cat Mark II, let's call it the Mad Cat 2. Oh my god, this is gonna be annoying. We're gonna call it the Timberwolf for the heavies, the original Timberwolf, and then we're gonna call it the Mad Cat Mark II because we're just calling it the heavies, the Timberwolf, the assault's the Mad Cat. Let's just standardize it. So the Mad Cat number 2 is the standard Scorch build, double LB20 and quad SM6 with Artemis. I went with a lower than stock engine, but I felt like it was completely worth it because of the jump jet that I did. The jump jet is really useful for not really pop-tarting, for hill humping and doing kick turns and getting up to pieces of terrain that you wouldn't otherwise be able to reach without that singular jump jet. So I have 4.5 tons of LB20, 5 tons of LB20 ammo rather, and 4.5 tons of SRM ammo. Armor values are as such. I might want to max out the armor. Now, I would have shaved my leg armor down to 60. The problem was I had ATMs constantly legging me when I had 60 leg armor in this thing for some reason. This specific Mad Cat. So that's why I have 67 leg armor in this thing. Obviously we have the Deathstrike next. Standard. We knew this was gonna be one of the best builds of the Deathstrikes. I call it the Lady Babushka. We have 6 ER mediums with 4.5 tons of DOS ammo, 1 jump jet. Always have the token jump jet. It is very useful, especially for abusing the jump jet animation, which is really broken. 19 double heat sinks and dual gauss. And XL 375 with endo ferro doubles. Do I need to explain anything? It's 72 pinpoint that goes 75 kph, 67 kph, and has pretty much everything on the high mounts. And really good hitboxes. Oh, by the way, if you think that Mad Cat Mark IIs are not survivable and they have really bad hitboxes, it's probably because a lot of people have Mad Cat Mark IIs and 75% of the people playing Mad Cat Mark IIs have no idea what the bleed they're doing. So, yeah. And if you don't want to invest money into the Mad Cat Mark II Deathstrike like I did, I actually spent money on this game again. The Mad Cat 1 actually does a similar build pretty decently as well, but we don't know for the double heavy large, double ER medium, dual DOS rifles XL360,
and 4 tons of DOS ammo. Now, yeah, it's hot. Like 1 alpha is 50% heat. It's hot. So you need to have a decent amount of heat management to run this build, is what I'm trying to say here. And not to mention the heavy large lasers have a really long cooldown, so that's that. You could change the heavy larges to like ER larges instead, because they actually ER large burn time synergizes really well with ER mediums now. They actually synergize quite well. The problem is you lose a lot of alpha damage, a lot of it. It's gonna be a lot easier to run, it's a lot cooler, but you just lose a lot of the alpha damage that I don't think is worth it. So do Gauss, double ER large, double heavy large, and double ER mediums. That's it. With an XL360, the stock engine. So that is pretty much all of the mechs that I have to recommend with the new tech. At the moment at least, because like right now, it's only the first day. It's only been like a day and a half ever since the new tech came out, so we're still exploring what's good, what's bad. Though I have come to the decisive conclusion that rotary autocannons, however fun they may be and entertaining they are complete rubbish. So there is no argument about it. I'd rather use a ultra autocannon over racks. And no story, there's no convincing me otherwise. Anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed the video. Do share this with your friends if you think that they're struggling to find builds to use the new tech, because man, I've not had this much fun with the game in ages. Like if you saw my stream yesterday when I was playing the Annihilator with 5 UX5, that was really fun. I was laughing my ass off. I might upload that highlight up to YouTube. In any case, as I said earlier, thank you for watching the video. Leave a rating, like or dislike. Comment down below what is your new favorite mech with the new tech, and I will catch you all later. I'm not gonna do a Boris and say stay cheeky breezy. That's just copy and pasting. Bleed. Bye bye.